Welcome to a Lil Tea Time.
Y'all ready?
Welcome to a Lil Tea Time.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to a Lil Tea Time.
Who listening?
Welcome to a Lil Tea Time.
All right.
Welcome to a Lil. Welcome to a Lil. Welcome to a Lil. Welcome to a Lil. Welcome to a Lil Tea Time. Welcome to a Lil Tea Time.
All right, y'all. So good evening, good evening, good evening. It is now a Lil Tea Time with me, Jarek, aka JarUSD, your favorite published author's favorite published author, and welcome to a Lil Tea Time. Excuse me. It is now the end of the day. I hope everyone enjoyed the day. I hope y'all were not out in the heat all day. If you were, God bless. I hope that y'all stayed hydrated. And with that being said, we're just gonna move into tonight's show. It is Saturday, July the 9th, just a few more days into the big day. And I am getting very excited. I've been excited. So I just want y'all to come in. If you're watching, please like, comment, and share tonight's show. And without further ado, I'm not going to hold it up, so we're going to get into it. Shout outs to Bigelow Perfect Peach for the tea blend that is in my cup. I also did need a little bit of pineapple that I added to the actual mix to kind of give it a different flavor. So it's pineapple that has been added to the Bigelow Perfect Peach. So it's a very great blend that I'm drinking tonight, and I am enjoying it. So without further ado, shall we carry on? All right. Today's word of the day is variation, and variation is a noun from the Latin 17th century, and it means the observation of a holiday or cessation from work. So I will use this in a new sentence. July the 13th should be a variation for everyone to have the day off to celebrate my birthday. So I just did that. Y'all trying to incorporate variation into your English language speaking vocabulary, right? Cool. Song of the week is still rounding out with Black Skin Mouth from CeeLo Green from the Harder They Fall soundtrack. I just listened to the song before the show, and I appreciate the song so much. It's just a great song for you to uplift your spirit, to remember where you are headed from where you came from, and to keep in mind that your survival it's a must on this planet. So definitely would love to encourage everyone to check out Black Skin Mile from the Harder They Fall soundtrack on YouTube, and just run up the views. It's just a great song. So run it up. Shout out to SaucySoniaSpices.com with their new cookbook, Chef Saucy's Fire-Ass Cookbook. If you have not yet shopped on the website, you definitely want to use a Lil Tea Time MyQ coupon code, and you will receive 5% off of your purchases when you use that coupon code, a Lil Tea Time, one word. So y'all get over to SaucySoniaSpices.com. I know that they shared some new things to their page that I also shared to Facebook. So if you had an opportunity to get over to their website, definitely get over to SaucySoniaSpices.com. All right? Promoting music. Shout outs to Willie, Loke, and Dizzy D with their single Man Cry. Doing great numbers right now on YouTube. Shout outs to Sweet Nay with her new single, Thick Thigh, also out right now. And she's also doing some great things with her music as well. So shout outs to you, Miss Sweet Nay. Shout out to Miss Shayna D Music with her single, Pack It Up. I know that she just recently had a show, but I'll keep y'all posted on more about that. So y'all stay tuned into it. It is a great song, and it is a very powerful and positive message. So definitely do get over there and check them out at Above Ground, right? So y'all get into it. Also, Ego Tripping is definitely putting out music this summer. He just released Ricochet. Um, also released Never Promised Tomorrow, July the 1st. And yesterday, he released Fake Friends. So he's definitely on the move right now with his music as well. So y'all, if y'all are a fan of Ego Tripping on Instagram, definitely go out there and check out his new music. I know that he's also working on some new stuff, and I'm gonna keep y'all posted up here on a Lil Tea Time with what he's cooking up next. So y'all stay tuned for that. Shout outs to Marche 318, who's also doing some great things with her music. Better Days is doing really great right now on Spotify. So shout out to you, Miss Marche 318, and shout out to everyone who's supporting the music over there. So y'all keep on keeping on, right? Cool. Shout outs to Miss Nisa Murray with her single "Love Me Not." I have an opportunity to finally get down to go and check out the barbershop in Minden. Shout out to Tycoon who chopped me up. Had a great time. He's a great guy. Had a great time just chatting with him, get to pick his brain, and he also got to pick my brain. And just shout out to everyone in Minden. Just a great day. I had a great day yesterday. So thank y'all to everybody out in Minden. So shout out to y'all from here to Lil Tea Time. Marcus Wayne, aka Brown Wolf, is also set to release his new single, "I'm Hot." It's coming out July the 13th on my birthday, and he is set to premiere that new track with us here on a Little Tea Time. So y'all come back next week, July the 13th, which is Wednesday, for the premiere of Brown Wolf's new single, "I'm Hot," coming soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. Also, shout outs to Miss Mimsy MC, who booked her spot on the Ratchet City Music Fest. If y'all have not yet booked your spots for the Ratchet City Music Fest, I've posted the flyers to my Facebook, and you should have an opportunity to go ahead and get those spots booked up. I know that there are a lot of music artists in the city who are looking for exposure. This is the event that you do not want to miss. So y'all get those spots booked ASAP for the Ratchet City Music Fest coming soon, right? Also, shout outs to Mr. J Signs with his new single "Dusty Guitar" that is out now. I know that that song is actually a really great song. Did listen to it. I love the message. I love what he's doing. And shout outs to you, Jose Mora, with this new single that you just released, aka Mr. J Signs. He's definitely doing some things. So y'all stay tuned for up and coming music from Mr. J Signs as well. Finally, shout outs to Miss Wanky with her single Crunk. She's also doing some great things right now, also repping for the 318. And I'm just such a fan of what these artists are doing. So just want to continue to give them a plug here on a Little Tea Time. And you can always go and check out the music via iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're able to listen to these artists. Go and check them out and get into it. All right. Cool. Now, hey, LGBTQIA plus writers. This is a call for submissions for Handbasket Zine issue number 13. There is no place like home. Please describe your hometown or state and what memories that you have from that place. Send it in a 400 to 700 word essay by July the 16th to handbasketzine@gmail.com. And this will be the final issue of Handbasket Zine. So, y'all, if you have not yet had an opportunity to have your work published with them, you definitely want to get that work published while you yet have a chance. So, get that work submitted by July the 16th for the final issue of Handbasket Zine. And shout outs to Taylor B and everybody over at Handbasket Zine. You guys have been doing such a fantastic job. I'm such a fan of what y'all are doing because y'all have gave me your platform to work and be a part of. So thank you so much for all that you're doing. And let's continue to help support Handbasket Scene. Okay? Cool. Now, on to James Joffrin's acting workshop. He is now taking new students for his acting workshop, which is set to start July the 25th. Definitely want to encourage you guys to inbox James Joffrin for more details about the acting workshop. As a graduate of his first workshop, I want to encourage people to get out there and get into the workshop. He definitely has great knowledge and information to share. And he also has other people who are willing to come in and teach you and learn things that we do not necessarily know about acting, but you will definitely have an experience with him. So get into it over there with James Joffrin in the acting workshop. Um, Shout out to Miss Ferrari Fox, the 50 over 50 honoree, being honored with the Maddie Buer McCullough Award at the 50 over 50 gala set for tomorrow, Sunday, July the 10th at 5 o'clock. If you have not yet gotten your tickets, you can get your tickets at www.koka.am. So if you have not yet gotten your tickets, you definitely want to get those tickets, you guys. Shout out to Miss Dorian Ford, who is said to be the guest speaker at the summer empowerment trip. She's definitely doing some things for the culture for the city of Shreveport. So congrats to you, sis. Thank you for all that you're doing, and continue to put it down and being a beacon of hope. Shout outs to Mr. Idris Elba with the Gucci campaign. If y'all have not yet seen those photos for the Gucci campaign, definitely get over there to his Twitter and check it out. Or you can go to Gucci and check it out as well at Gucci. So shout outs to Mr. Idris Elba. Shout outs to Blackish, nominated for the Comedy Tell Play Award. Such a great show for the culture of people. Such a great message for what they shared with us these seasons that they were on air. And now you can have a chance to see them possibly win the Comedy Teleplay Award. So congratulations to Blackish. On to Pose FX. All full series are now streaming on Hulu. So if you are a Pose FX fan like I am, get those Hulu accounts paid up and get out there and check out Pose FX. All right, cool. Now, on to the events. Shout out. Today was the meeting with the Shreveport Writers Club. I was not able to make it this morning, and I send my apologies to you guys. It was a busy week, and today was another busy day. But again, my apologies to you guys. I hope that y'all had a great day with the meeting. To people who are interested in being members of the Shreveport Writers Club, we're always looking for new members. So definitely do not hesitate to contact Miss Tiffany Pennywell or DL Holmes or ML Dumars about being a member of the Shreveport Writers Club. Always taking new members in. So y'all get on that. Shout outs to Create It with Hannah Temporary Tattoos, who is still going long and strong. She will be at the Shreveport Farmers Market tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So if you have not yet had an opportunity to get booked with her, you can definitely get booked with her. I'm going to definitely get some new work done. So y'all definitely get with Created Hannah and let her get that gel ink tattoo done. Right. Also coming up really soon, Kinky Boots. A new musical is coming to Shreveport July the 14th through the 17th at the Marjorie Lion Playhouse. Showtimes are posted for the event on the website when you go and get those tickets. So if you have not yet gotten your tickets, you still have time to get your tickets. Also coming up, the 29th annual Yazzie Summer Morning Mix Grand Finale Production, Yazzie Jams to the 90s. Saturday, July the 30th at 7 p.m. at Riverview Theater. That's at 600 Clivet Parkway, downtown Shreveport, featuring Miss Stephanie Jordan, a jazz vocalist from New Orleans, Louisiana. They are asking that you come dressed in your 90s best for the event. So y'all go down, have fun. And 90s era clothing attire, not dressed as 90-year-olds, but dressed in the 90s era attire. Felt like I needed to talk about that. Also, stay tuned because we have new shows for Lil Tea Time coming to you guys. So next week there will be a block of new shows. So definitely stay tuned for that. And now on to my Facebook followers who are celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday to Quincy. Happy birthday to Pat Quinn. Happy birthday to Cedarius. And happy birthday to Fred. With that being said, I am ready to introduce to some and reintroduce to others my guest for tonight. She is a very talented young lady, an artist in the making who is definitely doing some great things. I am not sure if Courtney has made it in yet for tonight's show, but it is definitely time to bring her in. So I am sending her the invite right now. So trying to make sure that things are well for tonight's guest. And all right.
Hello.
Good evening. Yes,
Sorry it
ma'am, I
took so
can hear
long.
you.
Can you hear me?
Can you
Okay,
hear
I can't
me?
hear you. No, I was trying to use a mic, but I think I'm just gonna go corpo now.
Okay. Well, welcome to a Little Tea Time. Yes,
Hi,
yes.
thanks for having me.
It is such a honor to meet you um via Facebook Live. I know that you are a director.
I'm an author and a director and a screenwriter as well, and a playwright. I do a little something of everything, uh, revolving
Love
writing.
that, love that. So tell me about some of your work and tell some of the viewers about your work.
Okay, so to date, I have self-published, I believe, 4 books, including a devotional, a journal earlier this year called the. I didn't complete it in school, but as far
Your
as
volume's going
to
in and out.
first,
Yes. While
okay,
you're
it's going in
talking,
and
it
out.
kept going in and out.
Okay, let me see what I can do.
Because I want people to be able to hear the titles of your work. While you were saying the titles, you kind of started going in and out.
Okay, so to date, I have self-published 4 books. They are all available on Amazon. I have a devotional and a journal as well. Also available on Amazon. I have to date, I think, done 3 stage plays. And I recently completed film school here in Dallas in January. So that's the venture I'm on right now is script and screenwriting and trying to ease into film.
Congratulations on
Yeah.
all of your success, sister. It's
Thank
a
you.
lot of
I
work
appreciate
when you're
that.
trying to be a working artist and you're being a working artist. So, congratulations on your books. Congratulations on your film school finishing up and on all of the things that you're doing. Really.
Appreciate that. It's not easy. Even at film school, there were literally no Black teachers in our department, let alone any Black female teachers. So it's not really a industry that just has the welcome mat rolled out for people like us. But it definitely was still good to get that knowledge because I think there are so many Black creatives out there, Shreveport, the surrounding areas that just don't have the know-how, and that's where you're lacking. There are so many talentless people who get their movies and their films and their books published and their scripts bought, but it's
Mhm.
because they have the knowledge. So it's what you know, and sometimes who you know. And so when you don't have those tools, it does make it hard to get into those
Does.
rooms.
Well, I appreciate you being here today. We're gonna dive into your interview. So the
All
first
right.
question is, tell my viewers a little about yourself.
Okay. Well, my actual name is Jordan Evans. I am from Shreveport, Louisiana, born and raised. Yeah. And I currently reside in the DFW area. As much as I love Shreveport and it is my home, it's not necessarily the most artistic area. It's becoming that slowly, but sometimes you just have to branch off. And it's nothing against Shreveport; it is my home, but just for what I feel like I'm called to do, it took moving away. For instance, there is no film school in Shreveport, so the closest one was Dallas, and so that's where I went. And but yeah, I've always been a writer. I've always carried a notebook and done poems and short stories, and since I was a little girl. So when I became an adult, it was natural to try to at least pursue that. On a career level. I mean, I'm not exactly where I would like to be yet, but writing is just something I've always loved and always done. So
Keep
yeah,
going. You're gonna get there. You keep that
I
attitude.
received that.
You're not there yet, but you're on your way.
Right, right. So that's the attitude I try to have. I also am a mother to two boys, and I absolutely adore them.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. The oldest, he will be 13 this month. So,
What day?
but yeah.
Okay.
The
He's okay.
27th.
He's a Leo. That's good. Well,
Yeah, my Leo baby.
well, wish him a happy early birthday from us here at the Lil Tea Time.
I will.
Yes,
I'll tell him
ma'am.
y'all
So
said
the
it.
next question is, when you are not busy with all of your art, what do you do for fun?
I am kind of boring. Like I think I write because I live vicariously through those characters, but my kids, we're into Marvel and stuff like that. So, we'll watch a movie and that is fun for me. Just peace, quiet, snacks, and a good show, and I am good. I occasionally do the stepping out, but I'm kind of like a mix of an introvert and extrovert. So I
Mhm.
do it, but in moderation. And then by a particular time, I'm ready to go. But so I'm kind of a mixture of both. But I'm perfectly fine at home with just good snacks and a good
Understood
show.
that it's not always good to be everywhere, and sometimes you gotta save some of that for yourself.
I'm trying to and I'm gonna get out there, but I have
No,
not
take your
yet.
time. The world's out there. You gotta protect your peace and
Right.
put you first. So you doing the right.
So, but I would like to get a little more, out there, especially with the industry I'm trying to work in. You can't really be shy because you have to sell your projects, you have to sell yourself. So I mean, I just gotta get out there. So
Well, I hope that
it'll
this
come.
helps.
Yes, this is very not my thing. I normally am a behind the scenes girl. Like even when I did modeling for a little bit, but even with that, I just prefer behind the scenes stuff. Like instead of modeling, I'll design and sew, or like instead of acting, I would rather write the play or write the script. I like to let the people that like to shine, if you will. I like to let them do that, but it's always good to see your words and your work come to life. But I have never been like a front and center girl. I like to be, the one in the back, like, yeah, that you
All
enjoyed
right,
that. I
we
wrote
have
that,
an Issa Rae in the making.
Right. Lord say the same. You know,
Hey,
from your mouth to
hey.
God's ears. I received that. So.
And when I talk, he does tend to listen, so you never know.
Okay. So yes, I'm in
The next
there.
question is, what inspired you to develop your idea to be an artist?
I guess, like I said, I've always written since I was a little girl. I had an idea for my first book, The Married Man, when I was 21. I used to just write it. You know, at work I would be sneaking and writing it, and I would get off and write. And then I got fired one day, and I was like, you know what? It's time. Let's just put the book out there. So it certainly wasn't a New York best. It wasn't just the best, but I did it. You know, I finished it. I put it out there. I had book signings at the library, and it felt so good because people would read the book. And I was very cautious to put it out at first because, you know, although sometimes our loved ones mean well, you know, I would let people read the manuscript, and sometimes I would get feedback from different people. Um, this one guy, he was like, "You say the word girl too much. Women don't really talk like that." Although he is a whole cisgender male, you know, talking to me, telling me how Black women talk. And yeah, he was like, "The book's too short. Women don't really talk like this. I don't think people are gonna like it." So and this is someone I consider a friend. So, and he has self-published 2 or 3 books himself. So I took those words to heart. I was like, maybe he's right. And then when I released it, I had all types of women from my age at the time. I was like 23 to like 60s. Girl, I feel like I know these people. You know, I feel like I know these people. I feel like and they would ask me, especially the church folks, is this about you and your daddy? Or is this about you? Because I'd be like, no, I promise it's not. But that's how real the dialogue was, and how relatable the characters were. And here I was nervous to put it out, and I never got a complaint that it was too short. People actually loved that it was short. They was like, I like me a quick read. I don't want to, because most of these books you got 500, 400 pages. They was like, I was able to read your book over the weekend. I like that. I'm ready for part 2. So I mean, and that encouraged me, like, okay, my voice might be different or unique, but it's relatable to who it needs to be relatable to. And that's when I really was like, you know what? I want to do more of this. I want to do more of putting out relatable, positive Black art because there is an audience for it. So that's kind of where it started. I originally wrote the book when I was like 21, 22, and it didn't come out until I was 25 because of fear, like I said, because of taking what wasn't meant to be malicious. I don't think our loved ones are being malicious. I think they're giving their opinion from their perspective, and but I took and ran with it like it was law, and it kind of hindered me when I probably could have released it much sooner. So,
As
yeah.
a writer and 5 times self-published, I want to let you know this. Do not let what people tell you about your work define you. It's yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally
Right.
caught the gist of that when my poem won this poetry contest that I did in Menden. That that one particular
Okay.
piece is worth $250. That was the prize that I won for that one piece. And that's when I realized my word
Okay.
means so much more than what I thought. And it's just one
Mm-hmm.
poem. So you don't know
Right.
who your work is going to touch. You don't know whose life you're going to change because of your work. There's another writer somewhere waiting to read your work, ready to
Right.
be able to take them to their next level, to be inspired.
I'm I don't mean to interrupt, but talk about deja vu. Me and my guy were just talking in the bathroom about this exact same thing because I've been kind of dragging feet with a script that I was working on, and I was just discussing with him, like there may be some talented, the next Viola Davis that's waiting for her big break. And if I don't write the script, other Black artists out there, if we don't do our parts, they can't step into their vision. They can't step into their purpose. So it's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than, oh, it's just us. No, there are people waiting in the wings, waiting in the wind for us to write that book or for us to write that script, and they can't move until we move. So when it comes to art, it's definitely bigger than just
Yes.
one of us,
So
for
sis, you
sure.
keep writing, you keep working, You get that script out there. You keep putting them books out there, and F them naysayers.
Right. Because my work is not for them anyway. Like, I love that guy. Like I said, he was definitely a good friend of mine at the time. But you are not my target audience. Like, so that might be why he couldn't relate. And I see he read the book and was able to, regurgitate back to me what it was about and what he did and didn't like. So you read it and it kept your attention. Even if you didn't care for it, you were able to pretty much give me an essay
That's
on it. That
it.
means you were paying attention. So even sayers,
That's
there's
it.
still
And
compliments,
feedback's always welcome with what we do.
Right. And it is needed because sometimes you have missed the mark. I think the best book I ever wrote was my third book. And that one, by that time, I was over running away from, like you said, feedback and criticism. I printed it out. I went to two of my coworkers who I knew older, one was an older Black lady, one was a girl a bit older than me, but they were constantly reading. They are my target audience. So I took the manuscript. I said, highlight what you like, circle what doesn't make sense, and leave notes. And I took those notes and I applied them. And to date, I think that is the best book that I have written because you do have to listen sometimes to genuine bias feedback. You can't just, they can't tell me nothing, which is kind of how I was with that first book, But there's wisdom in listening to your audience. What do they want? What are they lacking? Okay, this was good, but could we try it that way? And, I think the saying is
That's
what,
it.
take the straw, spit the hay, something like that. Yeah, so some along like that. But I enjoyed that process. And feedback is
Definitely.
definitely
The
important.
next question is, how did you decide when to establish your brand?
Okay, so originally Courtney Lyric was my singing name. I really more so write music. I'm not the best singer in the world, but I can carry a tune. I've done a couple shows, and I actually had like a little single out around the city. It didn't get huge, but it got me a couple shows. So Courtney is my middle name, and I write music. So that's where Courtney Lyrics started. And I think that came about when I was like 20, 21. I had just had my oldest son. And I didn't want to be strictly boxed into music because I've always been short stories, poems, and stuff like that. I was like, I want to write. Like, I have this idea for a book about this girl who's in this abusive relationship with this deacon. Like, I want to get it out. And I was like, but I don't want to change my pseudonym. Oh, The Married Man is great. That was actually my first stage play, and people loved it too. But yeah, so originally it started off strictly music, and then I just kind of
Mhm.
used the name for everything. Stuck with
I
me,
can
so
appreciate that. That's great shit. Because we're the same. We're not just defined by one brand of art. You do some of
right,
everything. You can sing, you can write books, you can write screenplays. So you're not defined by one attribute that you do. You bring something different to the table.
right. And so you know how difficult that can be. It can be hard being a multi-talented Black individual because people want to box you in. You want to have a niche. You want a niche. You want to have because that's what they tell you. You need a niche. You can't do everything. You can't do it all. And to a certain degree, they are right. So it's like I try to look at myself as a writer. Like no matter what I'm doing, even if I'm singing or if I do pursue music, which I would like to get back to, or when I do a stage play, whatever, it's still me writing. At the end of the day, that's the box I put it in. So like I'm a director, sure enough, and I am a screenwriter, but I also do I can't ignore that I did stage plays. I can't ignore my books either or my music. So I'm a writer. That's the best box I can find for it. But it is so hard sometimes. And then you find people who are living their absolute dream. They don't seem confused. And that's normally because they have the one gift. And that's not knocking them either because it's getting them the guap. So but when you have many gifts, sometimes you don't know what plate to put on the table at the time. So it can be, as a multi-talented person, it can be
Yeah, yeah,
ah.
yeah. I'm currently writing my third book in the Coming Full Circle series, and I have to take a break because it's like I'm I'm like, wow.
It can be over like writing as beautiful and soul freeing and art as beautiful and soul freeing as it is. it can be a burden. It can be hard. It can be stressful. It can be overwhelming. Um, it is not a, like, I hate that people put art in some kind of hobby box. Baby, this is real life. Like, that shit is not easy. So, I mean, sorry, can we cuss on here? I'm sorry. Okay, but yeah, this stuff is not easy. It is not easy to take a piece of your heart and your soul and put it out there for the world to critique, which they will, to either love it or hate it, which they do. You know, it's very easy. Like my day job, I work for Progressive. Well, that's easy. You answer the phone, you resolve the issue. But writing a screenplay, that takes work. You know, so I hate when people kind of almost diminish art and media like it's some
Right.
hobby. It's really more than that.
It's more than that. It's the soundtrack of our lives.
Big facts. That pandemic, it was music that got us through. It was media that got you and your family through. How many movies you watched when we were locked up? Artists did that. So to diminish it and be like it's a hobby, it's not real work, it's really BS, because without music and without art, I don't know what this world would be. Like,
because I'm a singer.
It's already pretty bad. The only thing keeping it decent is Netflix and movies and
Like,
music. So
I say that all the time. What would the world be if we did not have music?
I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to be in that. Like, there's this anime, I think it's called The Garden and the Vampire, and in the human world, music has been denounced. Like, they can't listen to music at all. But the vampires still have it. But this one human girl, and I hate to talk about animes, but this one human girl, she hears a music box one day, and it's like life-changing for her because she has never heard music. Like, that is insane. I couldn't imagine it. You know, art is there sometimes when no one else is. That song that got you through when you couldn't talk to your friends and family, that movie that you watch and you think about that loved one, art really is there for you sometimes when people aren't.
It's the best comfort to have. Yeah.
Big facts. My best friend is media. I love watching if I'm having a bad day, let me put on, right now I'm watching Legendary. That's my show right now. And I love watching those ball competitions, and it brings me joy. That's what art does. It brings joy. So it's so much more than, ooh, girl, get you a real job. When you don't get you some real work. You know how people can be, and they mean well. They mean well because they're worried. But let's say all the artists decide to get real jobs.
I can't see Beyonce getting a real job at this point.
Mother Beyonce. No,
I
I'm so excited for her new album.
Oh, man.
I'll be getting ready for work, listening to it.
Yeah. I already see it's 2 albums I gotta get now. Kendrick Lamar new album.
What's the other one?
And hers.
Okay. Of course. I want to hear it because a lot of people slept on her Lion King album, even though I thought it was great. I it front to back. I loved Find Your Way Back, Jara. I love that album. So, but people kind of feel like it was like, I was like, what? I think because she was playing around with Afrobeats and everybody.
And she branched off and did something that was totally different. And I've said this in other interviews. Beyonce took her Houston, Texas sound to Africa.
Mm-hmm. Like, who does that? Beyonce. Brown Skin, like, come on, that whole album. I can't believe people thought it was a flop. It was. I would play it front to back at work. I'd be sneaking listen to it. Like, that's part of being an art. Once again, like we said, you put yourself out there. That probably was her passion project. I think it was. If you watch the documentary on Disney, and people were just like, not the Beyonce I'm used to. Hated it. And it's like,
and that's the thing with being boxed. They are used to her shaking her ass and being a specific artist. Now she has an image that she was thinking about with this particular album, and she has her children, and she has it's a whole nother level of what she's doing. And because I'm such a fan of what she's doing, like I have movies, I have her music, I'm a fan of what she's doing because she stayed authentic the entire chase of her career. Right. And even in it now, with this new album, I know the music is going to be sick because she's had time to sit back, study the world, see what's going on culturally in music, and now she said, "Let me go ahead and hit them with some new shit."
Right, and they're saying that, you know, she brought back house music, which, I mean, there are a few artists that don't necessarily agree with that, but to a certain degree, she did. And not only that, but she's mixing in bounce music. We got Big Freedia on there, like, chances and risk. And I feel like more Black artists need to do that. Like, don't just, even with books, you know, there's so, you know, I'm not against street fiction, or I call it crime drama. You know, I'm not against that, but, you know, we are more than that. We want sci-fi, we want horror, and that's kind of what I'm working on now. All I was doing at first was the traditional faith-based dramas, and it was very limiting. You know, in real life, I'm cussing. In these books, I can't cuss because, you know. So after a while, it's like, this is very, you know, I'm here. I'm glad Tyler Perry is doing his thing, but I'm not Tyler Perry. Like, I'm a Black woman from Shreveport, Louisiana. I enjoy Marvel. I enjoy things other than, you know, Black church drama. So I did those first 3 books, and I was like, after that, I'm gonna try something different. So I'm doing a psychological street drama book right now, and we're gonna see. I don't know how my audience, you know, the people who have been riding with me, I don't know how they'll like it, because there's a sex scene, there's cursing, there's violence. And it's completely
Put your
different.
work out. Put your work out. I did my actual Coming Full Circle series, and then I put out 3 books of poetry. The poetry is totally different from the series, but we have to be who we are. We have to stay true to who we are as artists. And you went into a new place in your life because you wanted people to get to experience who you are as a whole and not as a piece. So put that work out.
No, I can because I do. If I have to identify with a religion, it would be Christianity, and that is part of, you know, faith is part of my life. But there are other things too, like you said. That's only one piece. So y'all got the 3 books. I might do another one in the future, but I want to try mystery. I want to try, you know, period pieces, a love story. I don't know about erotica, but you know, I am a woman of many hats. I don't like boxes in any area of my life. So, but I was kind of concerned when I first started writing it, like, and I put it on hold for a year. I got to like page 112 and just put it on the shelf, because I was like, you know what? But I'm gonna pull it back off the shelf because it was a good story. You know, I let my therapist read the first chapter of it, and she loves it. She was like, "This is authentic. This is, you know, as a therapist, I can relate to this," because the book is about a young woman who is therapist to like the drug lords, the gangsters, the prostitutes. She sees those clients only. So it's, you know, I didn't know if my faith-based mothers and fathers, you know, would be fine with that. But, you know, if it's for you, it's for you. And if it's not, it's not. And we'll just see how that goes. But it can be, you know, we do the box thing a lot.
Keep thinking out of the box. You have a new audience out there who's waiting for you. And your audience that you have right now, they're gonna love it too. They're gonna be people who are gonna love it. You just don't know who. Put it out. Don't be afraid. Step out on faith that you have this far. Continue to step out on faith. And if you believe in your work the way you do, your fans are gonna believe in your work just as much as you.
Okay. So yeah, I'll try to get that out there before the year is out, because I'm over halfway done. And I'm like past page 100, and I was just like, you know what?
I feel that. I'm right there with you. I understand. That's why Coming Full Circle 3 is taking so long, because it's a lot to try and keep these people relevant and real and believable. Sometimes I dial back. It's been like a little over a month since I kind of just put it on the shelf, but I'm gonna get back to it. I just need a moment to breathe.
It happens. Like, even the one film script that I finally finished, I started that last year, and it once you put a project on pause, you put it on the shelf, and then you come back to it and finish it. You know, sometimes it is like that. Right?
Yes, just need the moment just for inspiration to hit.
Right. I want to get to the point where I sit down and I do it, especially if this is gonna be like my real, which I receive it, my actual job. In the real world, they have deadlines. You can't be like, oh, I put that project on hold. I said, no, we gave you $20,000. We gonna need that script, or we gonna need that book. You know, we gave you 100K. We gonna need that book by this day. So I'm trying to operate like that, even though, you know, the contracts have been coming. I'm trying to start operating like that because it's going to be that. So I might as well get my brain, body used to, okay. But it's so hard as a writer because you go, oh, I feel it right now. I feel it. You know, let's write right now because I feel it. I got something. I got the spark. You don't have the spark. You don't feel like writing. So it's like, it's hard to just go when it's not there, when you don't feel it. But we have to learn how. My screenwriting teacher used to say, I've never heard a plumber say, I'm having plumber's block. You know, that, you know, they come, they do the job, they get the money, they go. He's like, there's no such thing as writer's block. If you find yourself in a hole, you dig. Like, even if you don't do anything but just write in a journal, just write, and then come to you. But you can't just put it on pause because you'll never come back to it.
I needed to hear that. I needed
Right.
to hear that. Thank you, because I needed to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
The next question is, how have your priorities changed since you started your business?
Okay, so Courtney Lyric Presents has always been around, but I made it a legit LLC this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Honestly, I'm not even embarrassed because at the end of the day, as much as I love writing, it is my baby. I have actual children, and no matter what, they come first. You know, I am a single mom, so sometimes, more often than not, creativity has to either revolve around
Mhm.
them or take a back seat to them. Whereas people, you know, people used to, when I lived in Shreveport, they would call me Lil Tyler Perry and so that. Well, Tyler Perry had a few benefits that I did not. He didn't have children, so he could pursue. You know, he could live in his car and he could put on the same play for 7 years and people not show. And I have to think about kids, so it's like there are times where I want to do that, where I want to put Courtney Lyric first and just go after it and just quit the job and dive into writing, but responsibilities come first. So I would love to say it changed my priorities. Unfortunately, it didn't. Maybe it should have. It's okay. It's a business now, you know, but they still come
Yeah.
first. They're still here. They still have to eat. You know, I love for writing to be my full-time job, but right now I got to take these calls at this call center. So maybe it should have shifted, you know, but it didn't. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
It's okay. Just stay with it. You still on the track to building. So the
right,
goal in
right,
mind is you're right where you're supposed to be. Keep moving in that direction. Everything that we do, there's usually
right,
we have a plan and then God has a plan that's separate from our plan. And the plan that God has,
right.
if it matches up to what we plan, it may not go exactly accordingly to what we plan, but you have to stay on the journey.
This is true. This is true. And like I said, sometimes like I don't know about other writers, but when I get stressed or if I have a whole lot going on, creativity it stops for me. Like I just kind of shut down. I do know writers who say that when they are stressed, they go super hard. That's when they really, you
Yeah.
know. So those are two different kind of writers. Either stress brings out the beast in you, or it shuts you down. And I'm more of the type where if I have a lot going on in the real world,
No.
I can't create a world for you. I just because I would love to write this science fiction movie, but I have to get this real life shit together. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, that I wish I was different. I wish I was the type where, oh, I'm stressed. Oh, let me write, you know, but
Right.
that just has never been me. So if I'm putting out projects, I'm probably in a really good headspace. And I'm trying to get to the place where no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on, I touch the keyboard every day, even if it's only one paragraph. You know, and that's how I actually got that script done. I was like, for 2 weeks straight, I was like, you know what? I don't care how I feel. I don't care if I got something good or not. I don't care if I'm feeling good or not. I'm touching the keyboard, and every day for like 2.5 weeks, I probably wouldn't give it a page and a half. And then eventually I had a 90-page script. I was like, okay, this kind of works. But it's like when you have been away for so long and done something, it's hard to break those habits because, like I said, ever since I was a little girl, if I'm stressed, even in high school, if I'm stressed, I'm shutting down. I'm in my bed. If I'm depressed or a loved one has passed, I'm in the bed under covers. I'm not writing. So I'm trying to work to where no matter what I feel, I have to, because my writing is my anointing. It's my gift to the world. It's my gift back to God. And I definitely think it's the enemy that's like, this is due and that is due. And y'all just broke up. Oh, creativity shut down. So instead of doing what I was called and created to do, I'm hiding under the covers or, just laying around eating ice cream or something. And it's like, hold up, you need to be writing. That's how I'm trying to get. But how I've always been is, I'm not in the mood. I'm going through something. The book has to wait. So,
yeah,
kind of grow
put
into
you
that
first.
no matter how I
You
feel
have
about
to
writing.
put you first. And I think that's where it's at for me right now. I needed to put me first. Well, when it's time for me to go back and finish this book, I can finish it. Put you first because you matter
Right.
first. And you don't want to, for me, I'm not speaking for you, I'm speaking for me. I don't want to put out something that I know isn't right because I know the energy that I put into it wasn't right.
Okay. And I
So
completely
it's more
agree.
about take care of you first, and then when it's time to work, the work is going to be great because you know that I'm in a space where this work is I'm good. I can put in good energy for this work.
Yeah.
So you on the right track.
Right. I, yeah. And because psychologically, I will take that and run with it. It's like, okay, day one, I was taking care of myself, mental health. Okay, now we on day. You haven't written in a week and a half now, so it's like, sis, okay, like, okay, are you? Have we slipped into something else? Is it the enemy trying to get you off of course? Or so it's like you have to definitely draw those fine lines. I don't think anybody should be so dedicated to anything art or otherwise where they cannot take a break and be like, okay, I need to regroup. Maybe the greats, maybe Stephen King, because he can crank out some shit. Like maybe he's a just I never stop writing kind of guy. And maybe that's how he got to the level he is. But he also is a weird individual. Like,
No,
have you ever just seen him?
I remember when I was working on one of my books. I think Stephen King had put out like 3 or 4 books at one time one year. I was like, how in the hell?
Big, but he don't put out no little 200. But now,
I need the Stephen King formula
them
and the
little deep.
Stephen King secret. And the Stephen King.
Right. And then, but when you look at it, served, I think he goes too deep into
Yeah,
his
because he
art,
does
but
get a
I
little
don't know.
dark.
Very dark. And and when you write, you go where you're writing. So I just wonder how, like you said, how is that on him psychologically or mentally to be in these dark places to write 1,000 pages? Like that is a lot of time in that world. So it must have some, I would think, have some kind of effect on him mentally, but maybe it doesn't. Like you said, we might need to learn the tricks and the tips.
All right. I
Mm.
can appreciate that. The next question is what challenges did you overcome on your journey?
Okay, I guess kind of like we were just talking about. I'm still right there. There, like I said, with the last script, I was able to touch the keyboard every day and get it done. With this one, I keep hitting these roadblocks. Like I sit down to write, and I'm like, I don't have anything to write here. Um, I hate the term writer's block. I know people say it doesn't exist, but
It's
whatever
real.
is real to you is real. And to me, writer's block is real. There are times where you get to a scene or a part in a book, even a poem. You can't writer's block of poetry. I have it all the time. So you'll get to, you flowing and then you get to one part and you're like, I don't have anything good for right here. I don't even know how to keep going with this. So I'll be back. And then I'll be back. It's 10 months later, So right now, my main hurdle is consistency. I think if I was consistent, I would be a bad bee. Like, I'd probably be working with Issa Rae because the gift is there, the anointing is there. It's just the constantly putting out content. Sometimes, and like I said, because I am the head of a household. I do have children I'm taking care of. Sometimes the time just isn't there. You know, I beat myself up a lot, but sometimes a bitch be tired. Like after working a full shift, cooking for 2 children, cleaning up behind those children, you are tired, and that's legit. And it's okay to be like, you know what, today was really rough. Today was tough. I worked really hard today. I'm just tired. I don't want to write today. You know, but I think the problem becomes when it's a month of those days, and it's like, okay, I can't sell a script or a manuscript that hasn't been written. So I want this life, but how bad do I want it? You know, I can't skip putting in the work. Like, yes, this is where I'm at in life. Yes, I have these 2 kids. I can't take them back to Walmart. So either I push through and I write the books even when I'm tired, and legitimately so, because no one, my tiredness isn't. But also, do I want this life? Because no one, especially people that look like you and me, they're not handing this writing business.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. Have you seen the Oscars? There are never any legitimate strong black. Very rarely. We got Kim Richards here, but like other than that, there aren't many strong, solid stories that. So there isn't a high people that run the operation for our stories. So you kind of have to in the doors. So not only do you have to put in the work, you kind of got to claw your way up and get the doors and work twice as hard as everybody. So no one is handing out this life. And if I legit,
Got that. The next question is, what strategies did you use first to market your business?
not very good ones. Marketing is not my strong suit. I'm more of a creative. So mostly I would do like book signings at the library for free. You know, I do a couple flyers. Now with the stage play, that was a little easier to market because Black people like stage plays. You know, so flyers put people that are well known in the city in the in the plays. We did like an ad for the radio, and so that sort of thing. But like with my actual literature, it's mostly just like Facebook posts. I need to do better. Eventually, just kind of who's
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where I'm trying to get at this point in my career. Like, I'm so busy trying to be Little Miss Marketer. I don't know how to do it. Like, I'm a writer. I'm not data analysis. You know, I know what time to post and how. So there are people that do. So
That
I need to
part.
find them.
The next question is, how do you define success?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, I'll answer, then you'll answer
Okay.
because I want to hear your answer too. Okay, so for me, success would be to wake up every day and do what you absolutely love. Like even writing sometimes feels like work. It
Mm-hmm.
does. It can feel like a chore, which is sometimes why that computer gets pushed to the left because it's like I'm already tired and this is just another thing to do on my to-do list. So I think success for me would be waking up every day with a choice. Like, you know, I could write today or I could just go to the Bahamas or something like just my kids not lacking or wanting for anything. I think, you know what? Yeah, to sum it up, my gift providing for me and my family, I think for me, and not stressing me out. See, people leave that part out. I'm here for entrepreneurship, but there are so many millionaires and people in the 1% who are constantly committing suicide because, yeah, I got the money and yeah, I got the freedom, but I'm stressed the F out. So for me, success would be peace of mind and my gift. being able to provide
I
for
love
me and
it.
my family. So
Um,
I think that would be,
I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
I have not given this question any thought because I'm always asking it, but I've never been asked. Um, but I will try and give it my
Okay.
best educated guess. Um, how would I define success? For me, I define success for me. I have a hall of fame for all of my accomplishments, all of my book covers that I've put out. I framed them. Um, Projects that I've been a part of, I framed them. So I define success for me based on what I've done and who I've inspired and how I've changed people's lives with the work. Because
Okay.
the work that I do, I say it all the time. It's not about money for me because if this is about money, I would have sold manuscripts to somebody and told them y'all can do what y'all want. Just make sure my checks come in. Um, but it's bigger than
Right.
that. It's me telling my stories my way, having full control of what I say and what I put out to the masses because it's mine. It's who I am as a human being. And I don't want someone to take what's me and turn it into we. So for
Okay.
me, my success is knowing that I'm changing other people's lives while I'm changing mine at the same time. Because as I
Yeah.
lift one person up, they lift me up, then we lift another person up, and it just keeps going and going. And I don't take what I do
Right.
light because I've been doing this for over a year, and I have introduced and interviewed so many people, and have literally given people this platform to do something that we don't see done. We don't see on social media
Right.
this going on right now, us having a positive conversation about our art, about our music, about film, about fashion, about writing. So this has been the success for
Yeah.
me because I want to see us win. I want to see people win. So I think I kind of answered it a couple of different ways, but
Yeah.
it's definitely been. I've been doing this for a little over a year, and for me, the
Mm-hmm.
success of it for me was when I knew I hit that year mark, and I sat back that night that I did my 1 year anniversary show, and it was just a show that I had literally watched the Grammys and I watched the Oscars. So the show was about just a recap on the Grammys and the Oscars, but just to tell people that I
Okay.
was celebrating my 1 year anniversary that night doing that show. I broke down. I had an ugly cry. But I was in that space where I
Mm-hmm.
was grateful and I was thankful for the fact that all of these people have been on that journey with me. So everyone shared that success with me. It wasn't just me by myself. I was able to share that with other people because they
Oh,
all were on that ride with me. So
okay.
thank you
Look
so
at you.
much.
I'm proud of you.
I
Yes.
it it's I told my aunt this. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a vessel. I'm only here
Right.
doing what God told me to do. And when my life is over, I want my work to speak for me and not me speak for me. And I want the people who know
True.
me from my community to be able to speak for me and say, we know him. We knew him. We know what he brought to the table. We knew the
Yeah.
type of character he is. Aside from what people say, but the people who actually really got to know me.
Right.
So
Right. That's important.
success for me is defined in so many terms and in so many ways. Um, the
Right.
next and final question is, what's the best advice you can give someone thinking about starting a business or pursuing their dreams?
Ooh. That's a good one. Okay. Best advice: write the vision, make it plain. It's old school, but there is nothing like a good old checklist. And it because it's every time you check something off, psychologically, you release endorphins, you get yourself excited and hyped and motivated. So write it down. That makes it real. Do the research. If you're serious about it, do the research. Invest in yourself. If you have to go back, like I went to film school, I was the second oldest person in my class. I was 33, and it was all these fresh out of high school people. But so what? I mean, it's never too late. That's the third thing. Don't feel like, oh, I'm old. What is old? Like Ava DuVernay was like 35 when she picked up her first camera. So I mean, go for it. Don't research it. Write the vision, make it plain, and take the steps. And do not think it's too late. As long as there's breath in your body, do it. I'm the type of person that it may fail. I might never become, Ava DuVernay. I might not, but what I want to be able to say is when my casket drops, I gave it all I had, and at least I did try. I didn't just get frustrated with it and be like, to hell with this, forget writing, I'm just going to do customer service for the rest of my life. Like, I want to say I gave it my all. And you want to be able to say that too, because there are people out here who are living that dream with less talent than you. They just made a plan and they executed it. Do the research. And if you're hanging around, because unfortunately, sometimes, like when I made my LLC, I was kind of lost. Thank goodness I had one girlfriend who was willing to give me the answers and guide me, because a lot of us sometimes can be like, you got to get it in the mud. Ain't nobody tell me. So don't be that person. If you can give somebody a hand up or give them advice and you see that they are trying and they're legit, be community minded, because you will, no matter what industry you go in, you're going to need people. So write the vision, make it plain, do the research. Don't think it's too late. Get a plan, put it into action, and be a people person. You cannot shit on people and want to be a successful anything. Right? Even if you don't deal with people, like technically with writing, I have to deal with a lot of people. But I still have to woo producers. I still have to get people to like me and buy my stuff. You have to be a community-minded person, because it's not just you. Like you said, if your business really doesn't affect anyone else's life or doesn't put anything positive back into our community, what really are you doing?
And I'm going to add something to that. The way you treat people will also determine how far you go. The way you treat
Big
people,
fact.
because things happen in life where we get let down. And people will say they're going to do this, and life happens. But in those moments, those are the moments where, am I going to let my attitude affect how I feel about the situation, or am I going to still stay in that space of gratitude? Thank you anyway. Thank you anyway.
Big fact. Because a no today, if you sold you, like even when I go to sell these scripts, they might say no to this script, but if my attitude is positive, if they see I'm legit, they might think to call me in the future. But if the attitude was terrible, no one's calling you. And I'm like that too. I will work with people who haven't acted before. That's fine. I don't have a problem with a novice, but I don't do divas. That is in my contracts. I do not do divas. If you are uncoachable and can't nobody tell you nothing and your attitude is stank, I will not work with you. And that is something I am taking with me into millionaireship when I'm working on Oscar films. I don't care if it's for a little stage in Shreveport or if it's for the next big Oscar film. If you are a diva, if you are uncoachable, if you are not a team player, I ain't gonna fool with you, and I
That
don't care
part.
who you are. So
Because your
yeah,
attitude does determine your altitude.
It really does. Like, here's the thing: you never know who somebody is, and you never know who they know. And as much as we would like to think it's all about talent, it's all about, sometimes it's who you know too. All you need to know is the right person. I was talking to so-and-so, she didn't know who I was, but she was so kind to me. She was very funny. Or it could be, she didn't know who I was, but baby, her attitude was stink. All she did was complain, this and the third. She was talking about other people. She had a negative vibe, so just be mindful. You will always attract more, more bees with honey than vinegar? And I've seen it happen. I had a teacher at my film school, had been there. He was over the program, had been in the film industry 30 plus years. His attitude was so nasty, and he never hesitated to let you know I know everything and you know nothing because I've been doing it for 30 years. And he met the right group of people with my class because he ended up getting demoted. Everyone is not going to stand for that abuse. I don't care what you because it's overshadowed if your attitude is gross. I don't care about your knowledge if you're a disgusting, nasty person, so anybody, it can be here today, gone tomorrow. You can easily be surpassed by a kinder soul with less knowledge. So y'all keep that in mind. Be good people.
That's it. With that being said, that is the perfect segue into my game, candy or corn. I am going to ask you about these candies. If you'd eat these candies, you can say candy. If you would not eat these candies, you can say corn. Are you ready to play? All right. The
I'm ready.
first candy is Gobstopper.
Corn.
Right off the back.
Not now. I have these braces.
Okay, because I see you do have braces, and I didn't get that thought until we got to the game. Okay,
okay.
So we got a few more candies. The next candy is 100 grand.
Corn. I have never liked
Feel
100
that?
grand.
The next candy is candy corn.
Corn. Are
Stay
you gonna
with
give
me.
us some
I
good
got you.
candy?
Just hang tight. The next one is Rolo. Yeah.
That's with the caramel in the middle and the chocolate.
Okay.
Okay, candy.
The next one is Heath Bar.
Corn. Never like you.
All right. The next candy is Mike and Ike's.
Okay, corn.
Okay. Candy. I got
not
you.
Corn, I mean candy, yeah.
Mounds.
Corn. Never like Mounds.
Skittles.
Oh, candy all day. I love Skittles.
Twix.
Yes, candy. That's the one chocolate I do love.
And the final candy is gummy bears.
Corn. My like some.
I feel that.
I don't know. Okay.
I feel that. Oh, so if this is the time where if you have some projects going on that you want to share with the public, let people know how they can follow you, things of that nature, you definitely have the floor.
Okay. Well, I do have a website. It is www.courtneylyricpresents.com. You can find me on TikTok at Courtney Lyric Presents, also YouTube at Courtney Lyric Presents. I mean, I got some stuff. Y'all can come check me out. I have a blog too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been on it like I should, but I do have a blog and a podcast. So the blog is www.thebingebabe.blog, and I just do movie and TV reviews there. And my podcast is called The Binge Babe, and same thing there, just podcast. So I'm on several platforms like Apple, Google. Also, I participate a lot in Bring the Popcorn podcast. Usually every Sunday we do a show. So yeah, that's what I got going on.
Okay, I wish you were in Shreveport. You would be great for our new show that we're working on, Grade A Grub. You would be so cool for that. We tried out different foods that no one has seen, and we just critique them.
I don't know if I would be good because I'm such a person that I eat what I eat. I was just talking to my homegirl about that because, like, on Facebook, they were like, you hate when somebody come with you to France and they want to eat at IHOP. That's me. I want to eat what I know I'm going to eat. I'm just picky like that. I don't know. That's something I can try to come out of, too.
I love that.
But every show,
well, when Grade A Grub actually airs, I want you to check it out. And
I will.
If you like it, we would definitely love to have you as a guest with us and come in and hang out. So CJ, I possibly do have a guest for us to have on Grade A Grub. But again, I'm just grateful to have you here tonight. It's been a great interview. I enjoyed your energy. I enjoyed what you brought to the table with tonight's show. And from one writer to another writer, sis, write. Put that work out and stand behind your work 100%, which I know you do. But I'm re-elaborating. Stand behind your work because you're gonna change someone's life.
I received that. And you know what? Right back at you, brother. Same thing. I want to, because I know you were talking to me, but you were talking to yourself because we do that. So, same with you. Right. Like, even, put it out there because someone's life is literally in the balance. And I had so much fun today. I was nervous at first, but I was
Thank
like, you know
you.
what?
Thank you so much. I'm happy that you were able to come in, that you felt at home to do a little tea time. So I'm grateful for that so much. Um, Again, send your son
I
a happy
appreciate that.
birthday to him from me. 'Cause
I
my
will.
birthday is also this month. So
Oh,
yes. No, I'm a
Julio too.
Cancer. My birthday is actually next week on Wednesday. Thank you so
Oh, well,
much.
happy
I am
early
turning
birthday.
35.
Really? Look at that. Black don't crack.
It's a lot of
You
work.
look great.
A lot of work.
Right.
But again, thank you so much for coming by today and stopping in for a little tea time with me. Y'all, this is Miss Courtney Lyric. Y'all stay tuned for all that she's bringing to you guys. Do not hesitate if y'all hear that she has a play coming your way. Get those tickets. If she has a book out there in y'all's area and she's promoting, go get that book.
Right.
Again, just thank you so much for all that you do for your public and for just taking out your time to be here for a little tea time. It was very great. Very great.
I appreciate
And you are definitely welcome to
it.
come back. You have a home here at a little tea time. Yes.
Okay, I would love to come back.
Well, with
Great.
that being said, enjoy your evening. I know that you are probably gonna go and do some work yourself, so enjoy your evening. And I look forward to just chatting with you again in the future.
Okay, we might have to get together when that Beyonce album comes.
You ain't say nothing but a word because I'm doing a whole. I'm gonna probably do a whole episode of a little tea time just around that album. Yeah.
Right, right. Especially, some people have been upset about it, like Azalea Banks. She's been a little, she's been getting beside herself
Okay.
about Queen Bee.
She better.
That she's
Azalea Banks, if you're watching a little tea time, go and talk to Carrie Hilson. The Beehive, we do not
right.
play. And
Okay. Ain't her person Pretty Girl Rock. You right.
because when we last saw her, she was in a Christmas film. That's no tea and no shade. That was our
Azalea do
fact.
not.
So
That is big fact.
Azalea, baby girl, I know I ain't at your caliber yet, but watch yourself. You don't wanna hurt yourself with the beehive out there. As a member of that hive, don't do it.
Yeah, he says that Queen Bee has completely ripped off her sound and is getting credit for it. And I don't know if that's
How long has Azalea Banks been in this game?
I don't even know for music. So she didn't make music, but she makes club music. So I
Okay,
don't
I'll say
know.
this: 1996. That's all I'm gonna say. More than 20
Right.
years in. Right.
And still looking so great.
She shall be
Azalea will
fine.
be
She shall be fine. But mother has the crown and the throne.
Yeah, she is dominating.
And she can step away for 5 years and come back and still kill the game.
What she kind of did do.
But that's another conversation in another show.
Right.
That part, I'm definitely looking. Oh, when that album drops, this shit gonna hit the fan. And Beyonce, a great day to release that album. Beyonce's July the 13th. That's a great day, just for future references. I know it's just really short notice, but it's a great day. Just
You
yeah,
might get your
yeah. So love that. But again, thank you so much for coming in tonight, for sharing your time and your energy with us here in a Lil Tea Time. You've given me some things that I needed to hear.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad for that. I definitely
Yes. Well, until next time, sis, take it easy, stay safe, and stay well out in DFW.
You too. Y'all stay warm and safe out there.
Great show tonight. A great show tonight. Thank you to my guests. You can, as my friend, just hanging out with me because I'm just wrapping up things. Shout out to my guest, Miss Courtney Lyric, for tonight's show. It's been great hanging out with her. Now, I get you guys to get over to SaucySoniaSpices.com and check out her cookbook, Chef Saucy's Pie Ass Cookbook, available right now on the website. You can use my coupon code A Lil Tea Time, one word, and receive 5% off of your purchases when you shop the site, right? Also, you can go and check out my books, available right now at Agora Borealis, 421 Lake Street. It's the Coming Full Circle brand, Coming Full Circle, the revised edition, and Coming Full Circle 2, Marriage, Money, and Mayhem. My books of poetry, The Confessions of a Conceited Drummer King, and Catching Up with Me are all available right now at Agora Borealis. And you can head over to Amazon.com and check out the books as well over there, with my new book, Quarantine Quest, also available right now at Amazon.com. And today is the 4-year anniversary for the release of Coming Full Circle 2, Marriage, Money, and Mayhem. I'm just so blessed to sit in today and celebrate the 4-year anniversary of this book, because it was my second project, and it was the longest project that I worked the hardest on. And so today, to be celebrating the 4-year anniversary of the release of Coming Full Circle 2, Marriage, Money, and Mayhem, while I am currently writing Coming Full Circle 3, it's just a blessing. So I thank God just for letting me be in this space today to celebrate my second book on its 4th year, while I am building this career as a writer and as an artist. So I'm grateful to all of my readers who've purchased the book, to every reader who's purchased this book via Amazon.com. If you got it on your tablet, on your smartphone, however you have that book, thank you so much to everyone who has been a part of the journey with me, with everything that I'm doing with the Jarius Dion brand. I'm just so grateful and very humble to have everyone on board with me. It's a long road, and it's a very tedious and hard road, but I do not regret being on this journey with all that I'm doing. And again, I just thank everyone so much for who just being a part of the journey with me. Now today, celebrating the 4-year anniversary of Coming Full Circle 2, Marriage, Money, and Mayhem. So thank y'all so much. Also, y'all can check me out on TikTok at the Jarius Dion. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Jarek, a King Among Men Thomas. And you can listen to A Lil Tea Time on Spotify. Just type search A Lil Tea Time and get into the shows over there. Always looking for new guests to come in to promote your brand. If you are a business owner looking to promote your business, you have a home here on A Lil Tea Time. So do not hesitate to hit me up, inbox me, and we will set a date for you to talk about what it is that you do in the community here on A Lil Tea Time. So y'all keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. And thank y'all so much to every guest. Remember the show's quote, opportunities knocking, you matter. Let's build and go higher, Shreveport. And as I say after every single show, remember to be great on purpose and not by accident. The future is now. I am your host, Jarek, aka Jarius D, your favorite published author, celebrating my 4-year anniversary of Coming Full Circle to Marriage, Money, and Mayhem. Again, just thank y'all so much to everyone who supports the shows, to everyone who supports the brand. Just, I'm such a fan of y'all because y'all are such a fan of mine. So y'all have a great evening. Enjoy the last of this weekend. Remember to stay cool and stay fresh out there. And take care. Talk to y'all later.
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
Y'all ready?
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
Who listening?
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
All right.
Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
4.
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
4. Hi, Mom. I love you. Good night.